Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Geomatics video session 84. So we will just complete this Excel sheet where we were mapping all the difference which we have on the data flow and recipe side. Okay, so let me come back to this topic and let's do one thing from the recipe side. First of all, let us find out, because I was having some tough time in finding out the functions on recipe. So let's do one thing. I think these all we covered. Let's first copy the recipe functions which we used, and then we will check it on the data flow side. I think that will be easier actually. Okay. Okay. All these things we have done, which is fine. This created we have simply put, which is fine. I think to stamp we have it used. To underscore stamp. Yeah, to underscore stamp also we have used date div. Okay. Date div we have used, and this one, right? So this is nothing but actually this was the one which I think will give you the weak part, I guess. Okay, so that was something. Yeah, I have written as closed date formula, but ideally it should be actually date diff in weak parts. Okay, so that's why I was not able to find it at that particular moment. So this one will be difference between closed date and created date. Okay, in week. So here let me write the proper stuff, otherwise it's going to be difficult. Okay, so this one, first of all, again, so let's first copy this part. Yeah, we have copied it, so let me just put it over here. So how we do it on data flow? Data flow, this is the way we write. Data flow, this is the way we write it. Okay, and on recipe, this is the way we actually find the difference, which means like in data flow it's very simple. Let me just shorten this a bit. So in data flow, we write date underscore div week, but here we have this float function where dated div we are finding out. Okay, date div closed date we are dividing by 7 because we can't simply find it out in weeks in that manner. Fine. So that is something which is done. And what is this about? This is about difference in closed date. Okay, this second part, right? So here, like simply when we do the difference, right? So that difference which we do created date 2. Let me check over here. Sorry, created date. So that difference which we do for date, I think this part we have already shown. Okay, date diff day. Okay, date diff we can do. Otherwise, we can find out the difference between them. Sorry, this one, I mean, here we can put it in this manner. So this is the ideal difference. Okay, so let me copy this recipe. This is the ideal difference which we should have copied actually here. Okay, so this is the way to calculate. Fine. Oh, no, no, that's fine. Here, let's say I put it here. Okay. So we have this simple calculation which we do, right? Where created date minus that part. That is something which we can't do it on recipe side. Okay. So that's the subtle difference. Fine. And maybe let me write it as difference between this. Let me note it in this manner. That would be helpful. Okay. Okay, cool. So as you can see here, like in data flow, we can write closed date underscore day, but here actually we have to first convert into sec, okay, and then we are dividing by 86400, okay, to get those difference. Fine, in terms of day, because one day approx, I mean, have this 86400 seconds. I think we did that calculation somewhere here also. Yeah, one day we'll have 86400 seconds. So that part we can't simply do it on data flow by putting underscore day. We have to write two underscore units underscore times and closed it. We are subtracting by converting to seconds, and then we are dividing by 8640. Okay, so this is the way we do it on recipe. Fine. Okay, let's move ahead. Acha, when is closed is equal to true. Okay, so this is the way which we write on recipe. Okay, so let me just copy this. Fine. And this one, and let me just write it as some mistake I'm making. First of all, let me copy this from here. This will be okay. This one also let me just. So here 10 is the end part. Okay, now we have written it completely, and this is the effective opportunity age. Okay, and how we write in data flow is this way. This effective opportunity age we calculated in this manner. Okay, so- okay, fine. So this is the effective opportunity age. Okay, and moving ahead, let's again quickly go back to recipe. We used to calculate this one. This was the category part. Yes, when is closed, then yes, yeah, this one we were doing the comparison, right? So this is the way you do the comparison. Okay, so let me quickly make a note of this. Okay, so this is like is closed date due, right? So for is closed date due, this is the way we write it down. Okay, so let me check in this one data flow where we have that is closed date due. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, for this is closed date due, we write it in this manner. This one I think is for days overlap, right? So days overlap, we have to put it in this way in recipe. Okay. Uh, days overlap for opportunity. And here, let me check that days overlap for opportunity. Okay. This is the way we put in data flow. Okay. Here also, let me write back text. Here also, let me write back text. Okay. And this is the one. Fine. Okay. Let's move ahead for this one. Let's see how we have written opportunity age. Okay. This is opportunity age. Sure. Let's check what is there over here. And I think we are done. This date trunk month, I think won't make sense now. Date trunk month is what? First day. Okay, I think we have done this. That's fine. Oh, stamp current date. What is this about? Um, this is like how we can do for current date. Yeah, this is another way for writing current date. That's not needed. Okay. Current timestamp. I think that's the current date itself, if I'm not wrong. Current timestamp. Yeah, current timestamp is it will show you in terms of time as well. Okay, so Yeah, others I think we have mostly done. Okay. Concat name and stage. This is the way we can use the concat functions. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. Like date format. This is I think for string part, if I'm not wrong. So have we done the string amount in string we have done? Yeah, amount in string we have done. That is another way. So usually this is the complete difference. So first of all, let me save this very quickly and let me give the name as difference in syntax between data flow and recipe. Okay, difference in syntax between data flow and recipe, and let me save it in my downloads. Okay. So this is if we do a complete revision of this, this is the way it looks like. So as I told you, like we give in single quotes in recipe, fine. Here, whatever values we give in square bracket, it has to be in round bracket, okay. And instead of plus, we write double standing line. That's the way. Instead of index underscore of, we write instr, okay. Instead of matches, we have this contains function which we use, and then instead of giving this range dot dot, we have to write between 10,000 and 2,000. There's no other way. And starts underscore with, it just starts with W being capital in recipe. Then for this to date, this is how we do. We have to write to underscore timestamp, and we cannot write underscore sec underscore epoch in recipe, and this is the format which we have to give. So if you want to convert in string, we write created underscore day, created underscore year, created underscore month, okay, which how the data flow works. But here you have to write something like in recipe year under created date, double standing line, okay, as you can see. And this one is fine. This one was not a very big deal. Then like when we were converting to some other time zone, we were giving that date into sec underscore epoch, then subtracting 3600 into whatever is the difference in hours, right? But here you just simply can write created at minus interval 8 hours, okay. And for this number underscore two underscore string, which you give, you can simply give format underscore number in recipe. Fine. So instead of number underscore two underscore string, you can use format underscore number. Okay. Then month underscore first underscore day, you can give something like date underscore trunk. Okay. Then month underscore last underscore day, you can give date underscore trunk month. First you have found out the month, then you write plus interval 1 month minus interval 1 day. Okay. That's the way to find it out. Okay. The last day of the month. Cool. And difference in created date, date underscore diff, you can write months underscore between, which is fine. Okay. I think this one we can also write days between. There's a function called days between. Okay. So instead of days between, you can write months between. I just now remembered we had this function called days between. It was over here. Yeah, this days between, right? You can just give it in that manner over here, but it's months between, by the way. So I think this is fine. Yeah. Instead of days between, we are giving us months underscore between, which is fine. Okay. Then date diff, if you find out day, you can give date diff simply over here. For week, you actually have to give date diff and divide by 7. Okay. Because we already know that, in 1 week, there are 7 days. Okay. And the way we do this subtraction of date, we have to do it in this manner, two underscore ins underscore timestamp. Okay. And this is the way you can actually done, like for date, the way they are subtracted, the created it closed it, we can give date div. Okay. That's fine. And I have actually shown you that round. So date underscore two epoch, instead of that, we can use two underscore underscore timestamp now minus that one. Okay. And then do the necessary division. And this one is fine. We have to give single quotes. And instead of giving, like when we are comparing with now, we have written to date, close date, underscore second underscore epoch less than now. You can simply write close date less than now. This comparison can be done simply. That's what we are showing right now over here. Okay. And yeah, I think more or less we have covered everything. Here you are using days between. Here you can use date diff of now and created date. Okay. And instead of days between, you can use date diff. Okay. So these are some of the major differences which we have in the syntax for data flow and recipe. And I hope you have understood this and you won't have any issue if you have used data flow for a long time, move to recipe. So yeah, that completes the complete session on the syntax difference between data flow and recipe, and we will cover some new topics related to Salesforce CRM analytics in our very next session. So please definitely do like, share, and subscribe, and let's meet very soon in our next video. Thank you.